Okay.
Got
I'd like to call the meeting to order of the Economic Development Commission, April 12th, 2023. I think I'd like to add a couple of, Margaret's good enough to give us some information in the town here, some action that's going on, so I thought that might be a nice place to start instead of something different. But some local businesses, what's going on with local businesses. Let's see, where's the one? Apparently the bank here in town has been sold and a new person is going to be putting a restaurant there,
Well, how about that?
a pizza restaurant. I do have a phone number, name is just Jay Maffey maybe?
Jay Mayfie.
Maybe. It's Square Peg, right?
Yes, that's the pizza chain that bought the bank.
Okay, there is one in Hebron. I had a very bad experience with one, I'm sorry, in Glastonbury, but hopefully this one will be better. They had the problem, I think most restaurants have a poor staff, they were just overwhelmed. And my
Was
wife
that
had-
during COVID?
It's probably about a year ago.
Okay. They did
what's-
say that Glastonbury spot got overwhelmed with business.
Yeah, they got overwhelmed, I almost killed my wife, but that was, other than that, they're pretty good. They made the pizza, they have this oil or something they use, and they put the wrong kind of oil, it was like this super hot oil, I mean, I tried it, you couldn't, it was ridiculous.
Oh,
And the guy called, I called the guy and told him, they said, well, I'll give you whatever, I'll give you $50, you come down here, I said, sorry, I'm not, I'm just calling to let you know, I'm never coming back. I don't need your $50, so. But I'll certainly give this one, it was the fact they were overwhelmed. And
Okay.
he said the kid that was there was a new kid, and hopefully the manager here will be better.
good.
But anyways, that'll be a great addition. Based on this, he's gonna be investing a lot of money into the bank, turning it, be a full bar, drive-up pickup window, outdoor patio, gas fire pit, and indoor seating for about 75 people.
Is it a drive-up bar?
I don't think so.
No.
So
So we have an ordinance. I checked with John. We have an ordinance that we don't allow drive up ordering. But this will be different. This is just a pickup window where you can you've ordered in advance. You're just swinging through and picking it up.
Are there any restrictions on having alcohol served so close to the school?
Good
I
question.
checked into that as well, and our regulations don't allow a package store next to the school, but the regulations are silent about a restaurant that sells alcohol next to the school. So that should be okay.
would it make sense for me to reach out to Mr. Maffey and let him know we're here? Or if you
I
guys-
think so, because I think what might be needed is some presence from EDC to
Welcome
make
them.
sure that we help get through planning and zoning. the
Rob, did you talk,
application.
Go
did
ahead,
you
Steve.
talk to him when you called about the oil, Rob?
I don't know, I talked to whoever was the manager of the one in Glastonbury.
Okay.
I didn't give him I don't think I gave him my name anyway, so I don't think he was, I mean, the guy who was there was tried his best to recoup, but it was just like, it's in Glastonbury, it was like, and they had vegan cheese, the pizza, they had vegan cheese, which was great for Ginny because she's allergic to regular cheese. So we tend to go to those pizza places that offer the vegan cheese. So that's why we went there, and we didn't pick up and we got home. So we got home, in Columbia, it wasn't like I could run back to Glastonbury and get a fresh pizza.
Yeah. Well, now you'll be able to.
Yes, now I'll be able to, and I'll just.
It's good. I think it's good for the town.
I think it's a great thing. The other thing that's come up, apparently the Hearthstone Winery is up for sale. It's, I did talk to Walt about it. I think it's more they're looking toward the future, they're not getting any younger, so they're just gonna look for, they're not, based on what he told me, they're not in any hurry to sell it, but it's something that down the road, they're looking that they might wanna do that, just to, like, Dick and Nancy's been kind of, they work real hard there. And as I can testify, it does get to a point where you just need to kind of kick back a little, so. But at this point, you know, if things don't happen, they'll just keep doing what they're doing until something happens. And they're gonna be very picky about who they sell it to. So hopefully that works out for them. And I do see, let's see. And you also, Mark, you gave me a thing on this, on the Columbia Plaza. I don't see Howard Chappie anywhere here, so.
No, but I just wanted you to see how Howard was advertising it.
Yeah,
I didn't notice him actually advertising the restaurant portion. He was more advertising the rental office ones.
I wonder why they didn't think to put the pizza restaurant here.
I think they underestimated the demand at Columbia because they've had an overwhelming interest in Columbia since the news got out that they bought it. So they think it might be a bigger location than they first thought.
Which one?
Columbia.
Yeah, but which would be bigger location?
Well, the location they bought, which is the bank,
Yeah,
you know, that's not a huge location. It can only hold 75 people at the most in the building, they think.
okay.
And they might be doing more business with pickup at the
Well-
window. I don't know.
Well, hopefully it'll be the inside, well, plus they'll have a patio outside too, so they'll have some.
Right. They're doing outdoor dining and they're removing the vault. They already hired someone to pull the vault out.
That's cool. Well, that's kind of some exciting stuff actually going on. Maybe it's a sign of spring.
Right.
Okay,
Oh, just so you know too, I sent the language to the new owner in the deed. Back when the fire department sold the lot that they own to the bank. The deed describes that the owner of the bank property is responsible for all maintenance and costs of the well that they're using, which is our well.
okay.
And I did note to the new owner that you're on our well and it might behoove you for long range to drill another well, but at the moment you have a deeded right to use our well as long as you cover the cost.
What's the issue? I know that the parking there, isn't part of the school parking on their property?
They own half of that back parking lot and they have a 50-year, we have a 50-year lease to use it for the school and we have 40 years left on our lease.
Would they be able to use it also?
Only if we let them, because right now it's for the school.
Okay.
But can we be neighborly and let them, after 3:45 in the afternoon?
I would imagine, unless there's a giant
Function.
parent-teacher conference that you need to have the whole parking lot. But that's probably something we'll have to work on in the future on our relationship.
All right, well, that was the news of the week or month.
Well, the venue went through. That's pretty big news too.
What's that?
The
Wed-
new wedding venue,
Oh, it got approved. Oh, okay. I didn't,
Yep.
I missed that. I was surprised it wasn't, at least it was in the Chronicle. I missed it.
it just happened the other night.
Okay, probably maybe it'll be in tomorrow's paper.
Right.
What was the other, they're basically, what's their limitations there? So many weddings a year or something?
Well, they had
15
to,
events,
19
Right.
events?
15 events a year and no more than, I believe, 160 people. I believe they dropped it. It was 180 and they dropped it down to 160, I believe.
Okay, well, it's good, another thing going on. The booming town.
I also met with somebody today. They're talking about putting up a automobile restoration garage down in the commercial zone. In back of well, in a commercial zone on Route 6 area. And there's great interest there. And I talked to Howard a lot about the plaza. He has now put it on, I don't know what he calls it, but it's a commercial site for, not a want ad, but property for lease site to advertise the old Leventes. To try and get that. I talked to Howard a lot. It's I really think there could be some good things in there. It's a tough time with uncertainty in the marketplace and money but who knows? I think that the right establishments would do very well down there.
I would think so, because particularly like, they're doing things downtown, there's that new pizza place downtown in Wilmanic, which apparently doing very well, but it's just difficult to park in Wilmanic. Where this place here, it's a nice open lot, and you can easily accessible, it's not that far, it's kind of out by itself, but it's not far from everything.
Right.
It's-
Yeah, I've been involved in a group looking at a couple of different properties down there, so. I think there's interest, whether they can pull the strings. So we'll see.
Okay. Another, I don't know, I guess, I don't know if I'm at liberty to talk about this or not. I think I am. Steve Harrington's looking at doing some additional work on his properties.
Okay, since you let that cat out of the bag, he had a meeting with their new planner, and I think it went very well. So it's not like a huge expansion or anything, but it is more to be able to draw more interested people to the area. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff.
Yep.
Well, I guess that kind of covers that. The other thing, we were thinking of doing either the September, next thing under the letter to the Columbia View, which is basically talking about us having some sort of event for the people in the town people. And I know Mark was going to look in and see if he could bring in a speaker and invite different people, different business people in the town, come and basically have a little discussion on something, and then maybe do a little, what do you call
Like a forum type of thing.
Like a back and forth
it? Well, not-
discussion and
maybe
answer.
You could do some of that, but I'm also looking to meet and greet, everybody get to know other people in town who have businesses.
A
Yeah.
meet and greet.
Meet and greet that way too, but have a little bit of both. Have the person talk, they can ask questions, and then just kind of have, maybe, I don't know how we get together, maybe we can come up somehow come up with something.
It wouldn't hurt if we put a small businesses registry on our town website. I'll be honest with you, I have a yard here that I don't want to do the spring cleanup. Trees have fallen this last year. I cut them up and put them out of the way, but they need to be cut up more and hauled out of here. I need to have everything pulled away from the stone walls, down the driveway, which is 1,000 feet, in my backyard, which is another 400 feet. I don't want to do it. And yet I don't really know who to call to do it. Okay. I see somebody truck go by and I go, oh, I got to call them. And by the time it goes by, the phone is ringing or I forgot the number, and I know the people are out there. Like I have to have my driveway, some work done on my driveway. It's nice to be able to listen, the internet is wonderful, but not everybody's on Google or, you know, small town Google but if we put out a registry for businesses in town. Now, listen, some may not want to be there because they work under the table or something. I get it, but they're not getting my business because I don't know about them anyway. And the other thing is the people who do it right should get my business. So I'm, you know,
Now, Stephen, in the land use department, there is a business directory of all the businesses we're aware of.
okay. But
So
yeah, all right. Now I don't,
a start.
so let's put that on our website that says, hey, do you need a business and you don't know who's around? Check the land use, but I don't know why we can't put it on the website. I didn't even
Well,
know
it
it
is on
was
the
there.
website. So it's on the website. It just, we need to make it easier for you to find it.
Okay, right.
I
So,
personally, I don't think I would go to the land use department to find that. That would be
Right.
my first place to look.
yeah, we could have a
Right.
banner on top of the thing that says, you know, business registry.
Local
Link.
business.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Okay.
You know, I'm walking out of church on Sunday and somebody says, hey, I'd like to get my business on the town bid list. You know, it's like, okay. I won't remember by the time I pull out of the driveway, so. You know, gives them a place to go, and I think that's important. I think
Right.
communities take care of each other very well. And, you know, I think Columbia people should take care of Columbia businesses as well as let them find work elsewhere, but certainly we should take care of Columbia businesses.
Yeah, we could do as much as we can for everybody. We're a small town, so we should be able to do something like that.
I can get that.
So one of the things we have to come up with, getting back to our thing this fall, we have to one of the things we gotta put together a letter or something that we're gonna put into the Columbia View. Try to get information out that we're gonna do something.
You probably should get the speaker lined up first and everything else before you put anything out there.
Yeah. So you didn't think of anything, did you, Mark?
What's that?
You didn't find any speakers that we could possibly ask?
No, I haven't yet, but what would help if the EDC could give me topics that they think businesses would be interested in? I don't know if you want,
How
you know,
about the
protect
small-
yourself
how about
from,
the- How about the Small Business Administration?
right, the SBCA?
Whatever, it's not, and MSBA,
SBA?
yeah.
I don't know if Catherine Marks in Hebron, I think she's tied in with the SBA, Mark,
Okay,
MARX, Marks.
okay, Hebron.
Mhm.
And at this point, we can be pretty flexible with it. I'm thinking September, October, somewhere in that time frame, the fall.
Perfect.
And if anyone gets an idea, just shoot me an email or call me.
Yeah. I'll be on vacation. I'll be thinking a lot.
You have to get Steve Harrington's map done before you leave.
I did get his map done for him.
No, now he needs all his exactly
yeah.
where his
Oh, okay,
specific
yeah.
uses are gonna be for planning. and
Yeah.
zoning.
Yeah, I told Jason at the office that he'd be coming back with some work, so. Cause he wants to put a pavilion out there and then an area for tents and.
Tent and a kids gold mining area
Yes, that's right.
and then parking. So we just told him, just be specific on the map where everything is gonna be and then go for one special event approval, and these are all the events we're gonna run.
Okay. He probably get back, and he knows I'm going down. He just got back from Florida, I'm going down, so I talked to him before. He was in just before he went to see the town planner.
Right. Yeah, he had his new maps and we were drawing all over it, so.
And he's got another piece of property he bought just on the other side of the river in Coventry.
Yes, he showed us that as well.
That's an interesting thing there, the town line changed there.
Right, that was bizarre.
And then no one realizes that there's the guy in Columbia actually owns a piece of property on the other side of the river.
Right,
And there's another piece of property that that Steve bought that didn't realize he got.
Right.
Goes right along the railroad. The problem, all the deeds are all referencing to the state highway, baselines and all this stuff, so unless you know, if you're not familiar with, no layman would ever understand what they're talking about.
Correct.
All right. Well, that's pretty much the agenda. Anyone have issues, anything they'd like to
And I'm just having a hard time keeping up, but I will.
have questions?
Well, you guys are all in the loop and, I'm still back in the beginning. But I have all my information.
Okay. Well, it's just, you're new to the committee, but this is some very interesting things going on. We haven't had much, other than, well, the winery was a big thing for a while, and then, the main moose, these other things coming up, that's kind of exciting, actually.
What was the automotive thing that was,
What was the automatic thing again, Steve?
A gentleman has purchased some property in the commercial zone on Route 6 and who refurbishes old cars. And he's going to ask to put up a building big enough that a business in Manchester is going to move to Columbia. It's a small business. They do ironworks and like handrails and gates and stuff like that. It's a small business, but it's business. So they'll share a building.
thank you.
Yeah.
That's
I would-
what.
Yeah, I would ask that Mark, I talked to you about this today. We really need to reach out to Congressman Courtney and find out when they're going to fix that bridge on the Hop River Trail.
Okay.
The fact that they have to go down the street and come out on Flanders and cross Flanders Road to pick up the trail again, it's too bad. The country has put so much into that trail, and I'm sure we're not the last bridge that needs to be completed, but we're probably the last bridge that needs to be completed. And we were told,
I think the last time we talked to Courtney's office, he said that's out of his hands and it's totally deep.
okay.
So I'll go through deep to find out where it stands.
Yeah, there's nothing out of a congressman's hands.
Okay, that's true.
They can fight for a lot of things. So
Okay.
I'm sure
Yeah,
DEEP gets its funding from
I mean,
Congress.
if you think about that particular trail, that's the only thing left from it being done.
I think so.
I mean,
And it was supposed to be done in 2021, and then they pushed it to 22, and now they pushed it, I think, to 24.
I think it's actually out to 25 now.
Now it's 25. I hate to go to sleep tonight. It'll be 26 in the morning.
I know.
And honestly, do you know they redid a bridge on Route 66 right near Mackey's, a small bridge. They shut the road down for a long weekend and put a section of bridge in there, a long weekend. And if they can do that in a weekend, they can do that one in the woods in the same amount of time. It's ridiculous. So,
It is ridiculous.
it is, because I mean, a lot of people have anticipated that happening, and I mean, the main moose is one, but I'm sure there's other people. Once that gets completed, that becomes almost like we're right at the center hub of like multiple trails.
yes, I believe that we are the only town that the Hop River and the airline trail crosses. There's a connection there.
Yes, that's true.
So I mean, that's big for us because, bikes and people walking, and they can access all the businesses there without any problem. If we can get them.
Ann Dunick was helping us today. We were shooting emails back and forth with Gene Davies, who's heading up the 12-town airline economic development grant that we're all working on for the last 4 years. But we are being very specific on how the Hop River and the airline trail and the hub, everything Steven's talking about, can coordinate and get people into our Monopond State Park or into Willimantic or into our, if you wanted to get off the trail into our rec park or into the main moose or the winery. So we spelled all that out so that whatever economic development they try to create, we're on the map.
We at Trailside Treasure, we serve a lot of water to the travelers from the trail and pass out a lot of toilet tissue. Anyway, matter of fact, Trailside Treasure this weekend is doing a Hot River cleanup.
Oh, that's
Hot
right.
River Cleanup, yeah, the Hot River Trail Alliance is actually behind this, but we're hostessing them. We did it last year also.
Nice.
Yeah, last year we picked up a ton of trash.
They're missing
And I
ice.
posted some signs on that in town hall. You'll see them on your way out. On the bulletin board.
Can we get that on Everything Columbia Facebook page, please?
I think we did, but we'll do it. We'll make sure it happens tomorrow.
I posted it there also,
So it's like Saturday and Sunday?
This
or
Saturday.
This Saturday?
yeah.
I'll be in Claremont, Florida, can't help. Too many things going on. Nothing's ever going on, so I go away and everything happens in Columbia.
I have a question regarding the parking that is located across from U-Haul next to Trailside Treasure on 66. And there's a gate where the DOT, I guess, goes in and out of the DEP goes in and out of the trail. But isn't there supposed to be additional parking there?
I don't know, I think that's all state land, because I think the state owns the highway and the road, I think I can't think, there's a point where, I'm not sure exactly, there's a point where the highway and the road actually blend in, or they're like when the state owns the whole thing. I'm not sure that.
It's just a shame that we have to go to Mackey's when most of the time the parking is full.
Right.
And people come to my shop to park, which I don't object to that except on weekends.
Yeah, which is why
But
they probably.
it just seems like it would just be so much easier just to add some extra gravel next door.
I don't
Well-
think I don't think we did any part of that.
No, we weren't asked at all.
No.
We could
That's
look
not
into,
us. That's not us.
no,
Well, one possible, I mean, Steve has that lot down on King Street that runs along the road, that's one of his thoughts, maybe you can sell it to the state, they put a parking lot there, but. It's like an acre, it's an acre and a half there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's actually a great position to access the trail, right at 66 and Flanders Junction there, the small tunnel. That's a great position. The only problem is this year, it hasn't flooded. Stand by. I mean,
That's true.
we had a very mild winter, so, I'm surprised the lake is as high as it is, and it's still low. But I was out somewhere today and I saw ponds that usually are full this time of year, empty from water. I think we should get ahead of this, if we don't start getting some rain.
It's pretty weird, on Friday, I'll be in Claremont, Florida, it'll probably be cooler there than it is here.
Yeah,
If the weather
Supposed
is right, I'll be 2 degrees cooler in Claremont, Florida than it will be in Columbia, Connecticut.
yeah, it's supposed to be 90 degrees.
Yeah, it's supposed to, I think it's 87 or 86, something like that in Claremont, so.
Yeah.
So we're going down to keep cool.
So, but I think, Rob, I think you said it. There's a lot of good things that are happening and we're not done. It shows that we're a pretty good community. We're very fortunate. I mean, the crossings of the trails is a wonderful thing. I'm just thinking about it now. We should put out our own tourist map and we should highlight the crossing and to tell people what's within a mile or two of that crossing. I mean, you go there, you can go, you'll be like Dorothy. Do I go, follow the yellow brick road? It goes every which way, And,
Yeah.
it's stuff to do in every direction. So I think I think we need to push that out a little bit more also.
And we're making progress on the Mono State Park too. I know they're looking in creating a trail complex on the park. There's a group that does that for professionally, and Trust for Public Land is involved in that. And then
Yep.
they'll be, once that gets done, they'll be looking to try to get grants or something to actually build those trails.
Yeah.
That would be a big thing, because that could be, you know, mountain bike, regular, not motorbikes, but mountain bike trails,
Mountain
things like that, horses. But again, parking's an issue. Gotta find places for people to park, which.
Well, we're still trying to put together a plan for the Pine Street discussion. And I don't want to discuss it here, but there's a couple of different areas that we could probably try and squeeze some parking in. So, but I know we'll have to be very careful about it because, you know, Wellswood area is difficult and everywhere. So we'll keep looking and try and put a plan together.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, so.
All right, that's pretty much the thing tonight. Any further comments?
But I just like to ditto what Steve said about the identification of Columbia. We have 8 trails here.
Yeah. It's sometimes, it's like anything, it's like when you live someplace, sometimes you don't realize where you are and what you have.
But I guess what I'm saying is the Economic Development Commission wants to grow the town.
Yeah.
And we have a great tourist opportunity in development. I mean, I've watched trail systems for 20 years. And I mean, if I'm investing in property, you better believe it's along the trail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I go different places and there's economic development around up upstate New York. They have the old Erie Canal, which they turn into bike trails, and there's all kinds of businesses in the different towns that have developed around people who
Absolutely.
go up there, or it's the wineries up there, or whatever. It's
You know what they ought to put in that plaza down there is a bike shop. And use that place somehow to get across 66 to access the trail over there up in that plaza area, but I don't know. Put a bike shop up there. I have to jump. I got somebody coming over, but I look forward to the next meeting, and I also will meeting with Mark. We'll try and put some stuff together for what I think we've talked about with the making it more known about how good Columbia has and the trails and stuff. So we'll think of some things.
all right. Well, I think we can settle up, call it night, and thank you for coming aboard, Steve. That is much appreciated.
Everybody here, I mean, everybody adds, and it's a good thing because it's good for us, good for the town. So thanks.
I'm very happy because I've spent many meetings here sitting by myself. So this is great. All right, I'll move we adjourn. All in favor? Okay, I'm going to shut us off. Thank you, Mark.
All right.
Thank you, Steve.
Welcome.
Janet.
Take care. All right, goodbye.
Night all.
And
Shall we call it 7:30?